Welcome student to my channel. I am Kundan Ingre. Today we are going to learn the topic from your pathophysiology syllabus, that is asthma. So let us start with the asthma pathophysiology. Asthma is a common chronic inflammatory condition of the airways whose cause is not completely understood. Some of the common symptoms are hyperresponsive symptoms like coughing, wheezing, chest tightness and shortness of breath. The other is the bronchoconstriction. Asthma means labored breathing which have a disorder of the respiratory system that leads to episodic difficulty in breathing. Chronic obstructive, we can say chronic disorder of the airways associated with variable airflow obstruction and increase in the airway response to the variety of stimuli. So on this slide you can see, in this diagram we can understand the size of the normal airway, the asthmatic airway and asthmatic airway during attack. So here we can see that the middle bronchial airway is a asthmatic one and the walls are inflamed and thickened here. The difference you can see here, the normal airway and the asthmatic airway. So we are talking about this, and this is the pathophysiology of asthma. Air trapping in alveoli and tightened smooth muscles. So this causes the coughing and sneezing in the asthma. So let us start with the epidemiology of asthma. So exact prevalence of the asthma is not uh, clear right now. It is because the different ways in which airway restriction is reported. The diagnostic uncertainty under 2 years children overlaps with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Over 5 million people in United Kingdom, around 300 million worldwide. Mortality is estimated around 1400 deaths per year. 5 to 12% in children, with the higher occurrence in boys than girls, which are having allergic disorders also. Then 30 to 70% of children become symptom free after by the adulthood. So this is the epidemiology. In India also the asthma is having a common, some people are suffering by asthma. So let us understand the difference between COPD and asthma. In COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, both the airways and lung parenchyma are affected by the disease and the airflow limitation is progressive. It is predominantly observed and diagnosed in patients more than 40 years of old. And while in the asthma, only the airways are affected, and asthma is usually present from childhood. So again, in the next slide you can see here, asthma has a specific sensitizing agent which can cause the asthmatic airway inflammation, that is due to the CD4 cells plus T lymphocytes and eosinophils get triggered, and which gives the completely reversible condition. You can see the airflow inflammation that can be reversible. But in the chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, the noxious agent like CD6 cells and T lymphocyte macrophages, neutrophils, they can give the completely irreversible damage of the bronchials. Let us understand the etiology, that is causes. Two main causes are trigger factors like allergen, which are present in the house dust mite, then pollen grain from the grass, that is can cause the seasonal asthma. Here you can see seasonal asthma. Increased industrialization, that is occupational asthma, that is pollution. Drug induced asthma is also nowadays observed in the patients due to the use of beta blocker drugs and prostaglandin synthase inhibitors, example aspirin and other NSAIDs. So here I have mentioned the table that gives the examples of asthma triggers. So trigger and examples: allergen like pollen, molds, outdoors mites, industrial chemicals, then drugs, aspirin, ibuprofen, then foods. This is a rare cause. Environmental pollutants, traffic fumes, cigarette smoke, and other industrial triggers, wood, grain dust. Miscellaneous are like cold air, exercise, hyperventilation, viral respiratory tract infections. So this is the etiology of asthma. Now pathophysiology of asthma, that is the main topic of today's point. Their pathophysiology has two types: eosinophilic and non-eosinophilic. Extrinsic asthma. Eosinophilic is the extrinsic asthma which have a causative factor, allergen, more common in children, and can be caused due to the dust mite rhinovirus during 3 years of life. It is triggered, activated Th2 lymphocytes and mast cells. Affected cells are eosinophils. Causes airflow inflammation, airway hypersensitiveness, hyperresponsiveness, irritation, edema, mucus plugging, remodeling. While non-eosinophilic asthma have pathophysiology, it is an intrinsic asthma. Cause it is a cause due to the virus, more common in adults. It is a non-allergic factors which cause the asthma. Triggers epithelial cell damage and macrophages, causes airway inflammation, irritation, edema, mucus plugging. So this is the difference between pathophysiology of eosinophilic asthma and non-eosinophilic asthma. Here you can understand the cellular mechanisms involved in airways. The allergen which activates T lymphocyte mast cells, eosinophils, then causes airway inflammation, hyperresponsiveness. Virus can cause epithelial damage. Macrophages can activate the neutrophils, airway inflammation, and respiratory symptoms like airflow, limitation, edema. So this is also another diagrammatic representation of asthma. Trigger factors causes airway inflammation, airway muscle constriction, narrow breathing passage, wheezing, shortness of breath, tightness of chest. So here this diagram is showing the pathophysiology diagrammatically. Genes predisposing allergies, lack of early Th1 stimulation, activated beta cells. So this is the pathophysiology of asthma. So I request you to subscribe my channel for learning this type of pharmacology and pathophysiology chapters and topics. Thank you.